Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Let me just set my presentation up so that we are sure um, there are no glitches. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so just a sec. Let me actually start with a story. Rather, I would say a life experience. So this is December last year, and we are on a family holiday in Bali, and we needed some money because in Bali we didn't want to use the card everywhere. So as a family, we just step into one of the grocery stores, which has the ATM, and I was withdrawing the money out. And while I was withdrawing the money out, my wife called me to show something from the grocery stores. And as it happens, I just left my debit card out there in the machine, took the cash, and moved away. And a minute later, my cell phone buzzes, and I see a message out there, which is, hey, your card has been used. Maybe 3 minutes later, your card has been used, and there's around approximately $200 of a charge. And I was worried, but at the same time, I was telling my wife, hey, look at the tech. The bank sends an instant SMS. This is great. And then she said, then what are you going to do about it? I said, let's block the card. And then I just started going into my app. And this is one of the very large banks, a bank with many, many years. And behold, as I'm trying to kind of find how to block the card, I am trying to navigate all through the app. There's absolutely, I'm not able to figure out. And while we are trying to do that, boom, another SMS, another around $200 of charge. So 7-8 minutes have passed. My wife is trying to find on her own phone. We both are panicking. We say, hey, let's call the call center. We quickly, luckily we had the call center number in Singapore. We called the call center, and after navigating through 16 options, press 1, press 2, feedback, English, Mandarin, I'm sure all of you have gone through that experience. Then again, it was a very, very pleasant voice. Your estimated wait time is 11 minutes. Again, I'm sure most of you have gone through similar experience. So now around 20 minutes have passed, and these SMSs are coming, and my card is getting misused. So what was supposed to be a relaxing holiday is turning out to be a stress. It's 25 minutes, can't go through to reach out to our bank, and the card is continued to get used. So I'll stop here and kind of request everyone to kind of ponder is that what do you think about the entire customer experience in this situation? So while I was very, very happy initially that, hey, I'm getting the SMSs online, and which I continue to get very, very promptly, but everything kind of broke down after that. And the reason is because most of these banks, most of the traditional banks have not been able to keep pace with the latest technologies and how technology can be leveraged. And it's not about the technology, it's also about the customer experience. So we give too much a focus on technology, but it's also about how you use that technology to kind of put in the right consumer experience. Fast forward to kind of a lot of fintechs around today. Most of the fintechs, when you kind of log in into the app, one of the things which you see straight up front is kind of block card. And why is it that important? Because that's where you really need to be in control of your account. You need to be in a position of strength always to kind of block your account or block the card. As we are hoping people to kind of move more towards digital adoption, security is the key. So I think there is no compromise when it comes to some basic functionalities. They are on one side of the spectrum. We talk a lot about the unique customer experience and everything, and I'll talk a bit about that. But it is important to get the base right. It's your onboarding, your payments, your transaction. Like, look, in this case, a very simple solution is possible today. Is like you have a low intelligence chat interface kind of integrated, where if you are not able to find anything, you just type in block card. And it's not very difficult. The message can say, hey, Is this, please confirm, is this the card to block? If you have one card, or if you have a couple of cards, it will just say, please confirm which card to block. And here you're done. So I think that has to become the hygiene factor in customer experience. On the other hand, if you look at the other side of the spectrum, we all are faced with a lot of information overload. There is too much of information thrown at our faces, and that kind of confuses customers. I think what's key, what's the future of banking beyond is like hyper personalization. It is that it should be just like Netflix or Google. When you log into Netflix, what you see is different than what someone else is seeing. Same Facebook. Your Facebook appears different to you than your brother. Similarly, on your bank app, they should be able to adapt to different users as per their needs. That's the customer experience. Banking has to go through this big change. Traditionally, the approach has been we the bank, and you are the customer. We are where we stand. This whole thinking has to kind of flip. It all has to be about the customer, about the customer experience, about the customer comfort, about the customers comfort around security and ease. And I would say that that's what we are trying to kind of do at Uno. That's our philosophy. So if what we are trying to do, our mission is a single app to kind of solving all your financial needs with speed and ease. Naturally, that's not going, everything is not going to happen on day one, but that's a very, very clear defined goal. And not only speed and ease, it is about unique for kind of each user. So that's this flipping of thinking which I was talking about earlier. That's what we want to bring out here. And the genesis of the name Uno also falls in that. Like, it's all about you. You are number one. You are Uno. It is one app. uh, and a lot of things which we want to do in 1 minute, 1 minute, under 1 minute, 1 minute of onboarding, 1 minute of kind of credit approvals. So that's our kind of driver and mission. Going back to the theme which I said about hyper personalization, that's the future, and that's the way the banking of future will look like. And if you look at the screen, if you look at different personas out there, their drivers are different, their needs are different. If you look at Joe's, he's just bothered about kind of living day-to-day life. He's bothered about how to buy the new next smartphone. Whereas if you look at Eleanor, she's she's thinking about savings, the next holiday. Now, if as a bank, if it's the same standard app and you're throwing the same thing at them, you're trying to show kind of high investment products or high saving products to Joe's, that's not relevant for Joe's. Similarly, for Eleanor, the needs are very, very different. Today the technology allows yourself to kind of customize to this experience. I was keenly listening to Eric just before my session, and he was talking about the power of AI and data and scalable technology, and everything is possible today. Kind of building smart algorithms, taking advantage of data, so that you can tailor what you are showing to each person as per their needs, as per their preferences, as per their likings. It's just like a Netflix kind of a login, where based on what you are watching, the system is smart enough to kind of throw products at you which are more relevant for you. The next point is, again, this is a theme which has already been covered by Eric to an extent, but it is important that a digital bank or a fintech solution of today is built in a cloud native composable manner, because the technology is going to change rapidly. It's going to change over the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. A lot of new things are going to come. And every time you can't go back and kind of reinvent. So your structure has to be kind of Lego blocks, cube kind of structure, where every time there's an innovation, you're able to plug, play, kind of enhance. And that's the whole approach which we are doing in Uno. And the way, again, we are approaching the creation of this bank is that it is seamless with chat interfaces. Another big change which is going to happen a few years down the line is your banking is going to move increasingly to your chatbot. You might just want to bank through your Messenger, through your Viber accounts, through your WhatsApp account. Of course, the security and compliances will all be taken care of, but that's the way the whole thing is going to progress. And the our approach of building this bank is that it is ready to be customized to any form of communication which kind of becomes popular in the years down the line. And the last point is banking is, in reality, it has to be about what's the problem you're solving, what are the pain points you are converting to gain points. That's all customer experience is about, rather than just throwing products, throwing kind of different schemes at them. It has to meet the objective. There has to be ample amount of balance in product innovation and meet the goals. So like if you see a life cycle or something representative on the screen, people's goals at different stages of life and different stature of society differ. For some, savings is important. For some, small credit is important. For some, being financially fit is important. For some, like giving security to the family is important. They want their family members to have early accounts. For some, loyalty is important, and lifestyle. And if you are able to build a kind of a structure which kind of adjusts its stills and provides all this, that will be a winning edge. And that's what we are trying to kind of achieve with Uno, and make sure that the financial inclusion, make sure the customer experience always stays paramount. As I say, it's all about the customer who's going to drive the demands and shape the companies of tomorrow. Thank you.